I think what's tricky for Philadelphia, in addition to what Adam alluded to with the cap and the need to do this as a post-June 1st trade to maximize that, is that this is still a very good football team. If you look at the roster, they're still stacked. I know that down season last year was a down season in offense. They're betting that they can bounce back with some coaching changes. But realistically, this team should be in contention, which to me raises the burden for an A.J. Brown trade, right? Because if you do trade him away and you're not able to get a number one wide receiver this year in the draft, you're limiting your roster. But also, it's something you do have to consider, given that he is 28 years old, coming off of a down season. If a team offers a first-round pick, it would be hard to say no. So how I would look at it from Howie Roseman's standpoint is your phone lines are open. It is something you consider, but the bar is high given how good your roster is and given what A.J. Brown means to the team this season when they're still very much in contention.
And, Mino, I also want to spell something out. We're not contradicting ourselves by saying that they'd like to wait for June 1st, and then we're talking about getting a draft pick, because the truth of the matter is the Eagles already have 11 or 12 draft picks this year. They have all the draft capital they need this year. So any picks that they would be acquiring for A.J. Brown would be in 27 and 28 drafts they'd rather be in. So there's no rush to do this draft weekend. If an offer materializes, then great. If not, no problem. But the other element to keep in mind here also is if the Eagles pick a wide receiver early, high on, that may say to you they are going to be aggressive about trading A.J. Brown. And if they don't, they might be more open to keeping him.
They have the 21st overall pick in a wide receiver draft that is not just Carnell Tate and Lindsey. There's a long list of guys, Casey Concepcion, Omar Cooper. All those guys could be sitting there at 21. You draft them at 21, and then you could say, all right, let's look at our lineup now, and let's look at our roster. At the end of the day, the Eagles look at A.J. Brown as a luxury item. He's Prada. He's Gucci. The rest of the NFL, they might not look at him as Prada and Gucci and giving away first-round picks. We'll see what happens as far as...
Oh, you were so close, Peter. You were so close. What he meant to say is like I've been screaming. Yeah, the Eagles have all the power. They have all the control. I know I'm a broken record, but they outlined why the Eagles have all the power to then only not stick the landing. To not stick the landing. Adam Shaper got there a little bit. Yeah. They view A.J. Brown as a luxury item, as in they don't need him, which is true. And he said, and other players don't maybe view him as a luxury. No, they do. They want him. But the Eagles are kind of like, well, you got to pay for them. You got to give us something. We're not just going to give this up for nothing. Why? Say it with me. Because we have the power. Because we have control of the situation. And they can draft, you know, in a heavy wide receiver draft right now. They are in control. And I do actually agree with Mina. Not something I say all the time, but like it's a slightly more complicated situation because the Eagles are a legit team, right? They are an absolute contender. But that also contributes to why I think that the Eagles have the power. This is not some terrible team. This is not the Las Vegas Raiders and the Washington, right? This isn't Devontae with the Raiders and DeAndre Hopkins with like the Cardinals or the Titans, wherever the heck he ended up floating around. Like, this isn't a situation where you're just like, this team is such a mess. We are just going to start unloading assets. That's not the story here. That's not the situation. That's what I keep trying to emphasize as loud and as clear as I possibly can. The Eagles are not desperate. And even if A.J. Brown in the middle of the season said, I'm not playing another snap for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Eagles still hold the power. They still hold the power. They're not a team that is just nosing. They got the power 100%. So, this is why I keep emphasizing and keep saying for these other teams that want A.J. Brown, you either want him or you don't. You're either trying to win right now or you don't. And if not, then the Eagles are like, buddy, what do you want from us? No one's giving a good enough trade for you. You better play, otherwise you ain't getting paid. I don't know what to tell you. And there's no like I'm sitting out and now the team's going to suffer. No, that's not the story here. You can't bully the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, when are we going to realize that they're the truly great teams? Were you able to bully the Kansas City Chiefs? Can you bully the New England Patriots? Can you bully the Philadelphia Eagles? No. Any of the great teams over the years, you can't bully them. They're too well run. They're too organized. They have too many grown men in the room. Too many adults on the team. They don't mess with that type of stuff. The teams that are a disaster, that are a mess, they do. They got weird stuff happening day after day after day, week after week after week. We don't see that with the truly great teams, the teams that stand the test of time. So that's what's so interesting. And like I said, since the Eagles will be good, will be contending, will be legit, it's not like A.J. Brown can be like, guys, I'm doing nothing out here. This team's going nowhere. Get me out. Like, it's just like, buddy, Eagles are, 5-2, 7-3 or something, and just like it's like again I don't know what to tell you. And then across over there the other teams that are like 6-3, 7-4. It's like okay you're kind of at the cusp. What do you want to do here? What do you want to do here? The Eagles are flush with draft capital. You want to trade picks for 27-28. It's like alright, let's do it. Trade the picks. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do to get over the hump? Yes or no? It's like the more takes I see, the more this goes longer. It's like it just shows you how much more power the Eagles are in. When are you at your weakest? When you're just like, I got to get rid of like Collins like you should have done it 2 years ago. You should just got rid of it. When A.J. Brown was reading a book in this, oh, you got to get rid of them. And it's like, no. When the Eagles are like, we're good. Make us an offer. Puts all the power back in Eagles' hands. All the power back in Eagles' hands. So, it's just it is funny. To me honestly. And if let's say A.J. Brown isn't a luxury that he is actually just like a declining asset, a declining player, well then the Eagles will know that and the Eagles will draft another wide receiver and they will do what they need to do and either they will get the value for A.J. Brown that they want or not and then A.J. Brown becomes like a wide receiver 2 or 3 or something and then like that's a heck of a right. It's like Devontae is way more powerful with Puka there. So, it's like, and again, if that's what A.J. Brown falls into, it's like A.J., don't get mad at us, man. It's not our fault you aren't what you were before. I mean, like, we got you the box office stats. We got you the Super Bowl. Like, don't blame us, man. Gave you all the money in the world. You look in the mirror. It's not our fault. Again, no matter how you slice it, and it is funny though because like I do feel bad that we keep talking about this. But it really is just, the conversation that doesn't end and then how Roseman comes out, right? And there's only so much else to talk about right now. But it's just I do find it interesting to see the different perspectives and the different conversation that's being had. But I think Adam chapter really actually did highlight where he's just like they're good. They're comfortable where they're at right now, where they're drafting, the plan of attack, like. They're in a comfortable spot right now. The amount of draft capital they have, the roster itself. They're not a team that's just trying to unload everything that needs a million as much draft picks as they can get. They're not a team that's just like such a mess where they have no control, no power over anything. They're not a position where they're just like, man, we have this great player, but we haven't really been able to do much with him, so we owe it to them. Because teams will feel that. They'll feel that to a DeAndre Hopkins. They'll feel that to a Devontae. We want to do right by you. We want to get you in a place where you can win, where you can have success. The Eagles have they're not beholden to any of that. That's the difference. That's what people are still not quite grasping. That's what they're just not quite grasping yet. And it's really interesting to me because usually in this type of situation, it really is with the team that's just going nowhere and they're completely backed into a corner. But the Eagles are too well run for that to happen. I mean, it's just that really shouldn't be a controversial take because if we were having this conversation about like the Chiefs or the Rams, everybody be like, yeah, no. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. No, for sure. Well, it's the Rams, you know. It's Sean McVay, you know. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. Yeah, I know. It makes complete sense. That's what the Kansas City Chiefs do. No, that's the Patriots way. Well, it's the Philadelphia Eagles way. You just don't realize it yet, but you should. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? A.J. Brown's future with the Eagles remains uncertain. Oh no, it's uncertain. Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. This really does help visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.